Yeah, g'day, my name's Jamie. I'm traveling around the world and I just rent a big house, and I rent it out on Airbnb, and that's how I pay for my lifestyle, which is inexpensive, but I'm free, do whatever I want, which is cool. And I want to talk to you about one of the most inspirational people that is on the earth at the moment, soon to be on Mars. If you want to go to Mars, I just figured it out, it costs $200,000, and soon you're on that same kind of ship. You'll be able to fly anywhere in the world for like $2,000 and in 30 minutes. The longest part of that journey is going out to the platform, the spaceship platform on the boat, and yeah, it's all about the evolution of man. For if this planet turns into a wasteland, inhabitable wasteland, it's like in the 60s or 70s. We went to the moon, and nothing's been done much late to get to Mars, but Elon Musk is on it. He's all about the sustainable energy future with the Tesla cars, which is kind of the next step after SpaceX. And he's all about with autonomous cars and free energy cars and shared transportation. Like the congestion's going to get way worse, so he's got the Hyperloop system, like the boring company, and because we've got 3D buildings, but we've got a 2D transport system, so it's about making the transport system 3D, because the biggest mine is much greater than the biggest building. You can go infinite amount of tunnels deep. So yeah, it makes sense. And there's no, you talk about flying cars, but do you want your neighbor to have a flying car? It's a huge noise pollution. And the other things I learned, he's got 5 children. He had 6. First one was a boy, but died at 10 weeks old, and then had 2 twin boys, and then triplets, 3 boys, and he created his own school, Astra. I think Astra, means to the stars. I think there's like 20-30 kids enrolled into it, which is really interesting. The ethos around how the school works. They don't have levels. They don't have assembly either. They just go and work on their strengths. They say when they go on holiday, they can't wait to go back to school. They miss going to school. And Starlink. So an internet, low-cost internet network for everyone in the world, and it'll reach everywhere in the world, which is super interesting. It's going to change the world, having internet connectivity, and the price of computing is exponentially going down. So you'll be able to have any amount of computer hardware that you want. It'll cost nothing. It just becomes cheaper and cheaper to produce computers. It's just rearranging silicon around on a chip. The solar city is really interesting too. That's going away from gasoline cars with the Tesla, but having roofs, all your roofs, replacing the power grid and storing it during the day. And they got the gigafactory, so creating battery packs for your houses and the cars to store all the energy. And I forgot, the way he made most of his money is PayPal. He sold that for $1.5 billion, and yeah, put that money into going to Mars, pretty much. The evolution and excitement for humankind, because he just wants to kind of get mankind excited about the future instead of being inevitably doomed. We're gonna live. And which brings me to his main fear, is prosthetic intelligence or artificial intelligence. Super intelligence being the end of humankind, because if it has a goal, it's effectively going to look at us like an anthill when we're building a road. It's not going to think anything of us. So he's all about creating prosthetic intelligence. So yeah, it's going to give us super intelligence, having a chip implanted into us. It's just going to increase our bandwidth to the internet. So now our bandwidth with the internet, we are already cyborgs attached to our phones. It's just our input and output is extremely limited, especially our output, 2 thumbs. Whereas if we've got prosthetic intelligence, input and output is going to be, it's going to be very interesting. Definitely some people choose not to do it, but yeah, it's going to make you super intelligent, having the internet not even at your fingertips, plugged in, hardwired. And yeah, with that Starlink network, having internet access everywhere, it's affordable. It's going to be super cool. So looking forward to going to Mars in the next few years.